schockiert, würde ich sagen.
Shocked.
Astonished. Negatively surprised. Surprised.
Hello, comrades and peers. On the morning of April 22, 1809, the Third Corps of the Austrian army prepared to attack. The aim is to expel the enemy and advance to Landshut. My son kindly volunteered to represent the Austrian side. After calculating the moves of all other units nearby, I decided to use Absolute Emperor as rule system. The playing field itself is a simplified representation of the Vils Valley, a river in a valley surrounded by hills and forests. In the center of the map is a fortified city that provides one of the two fortified crossings across the river. The city is an approximation for Geisenhausen and Vilsbiburg, a condensed version for both cities. In the morning hours of the 22nd, Geisenhausen was occupied by the Austrian advance guard, without much resistance. At 8 o'clock, all the troops are on the move and the crossing over the river begins. While approaching the enemy troops on the hill around 9 o'clock, more French troops are spotted approaching from the direction of Landshut. Field Marshal Hohenzollern-Hechingen decides to retreat behind the river and wait for his reinforcements. He has dispatches sent out that he has encountered another French corps and needs support fast. While the Austrians retreat behind the river, the French continue to hold their position. Only after 11 o'clock do the French Second Corps start moving and advances down the hill in columns. While Field Marshal Hohenzollern-Hechingen awaits the imminent French attack, a messenger from Archduke Ludwig's Fifth Corps is reported to him. The first division is approaching Vilsbiburg in quick march. However, the scouts could also spot French troops approaching from the east. A clash between the two forces south of Vilsbiburg seems likely. At this moment, the commanding general fears he has the main French force ahead and behind him. The Field Marshal dictates a dispatch to be sent to the commander-in-chief, the war consul, and the other corps to inform them of the situation. Orders are given to pull back as fast as possible and to engage the newly arrived French troops in the southeast. Vilsbiburg is to be evacuated and the avant-garde is to cover the retreat south. Another messenger reports that a smaller group was discovered in the north, which was frenetically greeted by French troops as they arrived. The group is led by a rider on a white horse. The enemy now also seems to approach with more determination and faster. The focus of events quickly shifts south. The incoming contingents of the Fifth Corps try to keep the French, Davout's Third Corps, at bay. But it soon becomes clear that the enemy has the superiority in cavalry and troop strength. From the north, two French corps, Oudinot's 2nd and Massena's 4th Corps, press forward, eager to engage the withdrawing Austrians. Around 3 p.m., the Austrian command decides that this is not a day of victory, but of rescue and preservation of the army. A general order to withdraw is given. Parts of the 5th Corps are already under French artillery fire. With the enemy withdrawing, the French hussars try to attack the rearguard, but are countercharged by the Austrian counterpart. A fierce engagement erupts, in which the Hungarian hussars at first dominate, but must pull back after a second charge. Both units near their breakpoints. An attack by the heavy French cavalry finally drives the Hungarian hussars from the field, and then smashes into the Austrian rearguard. Under cover of the onset of darkness at 6 p.m., the Austrian corps continues to withdraw. Next morning, the two Austrian corps gather at Neumarkt. The 5th Corps is still in excellent condition, also their soldiers are exhausted. But the 3rd Corps has only 2 deployable divisions left. Their 1st division was scattered, stragglers still finding their way into the camp. About 5,000 soldiers are dead, missing or disabled, as well as a quarter of the supplies lost. French chasseurs à cheval from Oudinot's corps are active north of Neumarkt, and it's only a matter of time before infantry are sighted. But there's also a positive news. The 2nd Reserve Corps is approaching and is already 10 kilometers south of Neumarkt. The commanding general recommends defending Neumarkt and letting the main army, the 4th and 6th Corps, retreat towards Neumarkt. Should Neumarkt be lost, the western part of the armies threatens to be cut off. The catastrophe of 1805 must not be repeated. Finally, a few glimpses behind the curtain. Due to the upcoming decisions, a solo game didn't make sense this time. Thanks to my son for the support. Unfortunately, the game had to be greatly simplified due to different dates and lack of table time. Actually, 2 battles should have taken place, with movement between the tables. A little too ambitious, so only 1 survived. On the other hand, the entire order of battle for the campaign for Absolute Emperor was set up, and the 2nd version should be available on my blog this weekend. The question remains how the Austrians should proceed. The next 2 days could be crucial. I'm curious to hear your opinions. Thanks for watching, and I hope you liked the story so far. Till then.